Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrappers. So today I am back with a 2-page layout using the Wander collection from Close to My Heart. Unfortunately, it is an older collection, so not available anymore. But going into this layout, I actually thought I was going to use a different collection altogether. And I guess I do bring in some of those stickers from that collection into this layout. But really keep that to a minimal. So this is going to be a really simple design. I have one pattern paper on the top, another on the bottom, and my photos across the layout in the middle. I have 5 photos, so they are just going, like I said, straight across the middle of the layout. These photos are from a local, I guess you could call it park. I think it's technically a preserve. And there's a bunch of stairs up to the top overlooking the lake. And this was definitely one of our outdoor activities during quarantine of 2020. It was one way to, I guess, 1, get outside, and 2, get a little bit of exercise. And the boys, quite honestly, never complained about the stairs. I can't remember how many stairs there are, but there are quite a few. So I'm going to tape all of the photos on page 2 just straight across. I thought about popping the middle one up on some foam tape, but wanted to use this zip strip. And so I did just put the photos right on the page and then put the zip strip kind of over top of the photos. But then on page 1, I am going to place down the first photo and then decide, you know what, I really do want to pop the one photo of my son up on some foam tape and kind of double back that one. So I decided to just tape down the first photo, place down the zip strip, and then I will go ahead and double back the one photo, and that will actually go on top of the zip strip. Because I only have 2 photos on page 1, I am going to be using a flip flap with a cut apart, and that cut apart is actually going to kind of be my title. The cut apart is from the other collection. I believe it's Camp Happy Bear from Photo Play. And so I will be using that and then actually making my own kind of picture my life pocket card using some stamps and stuff. So I really did enjoy playing around with some stamps and kind of creating my own pocket card. So I'm going to actually, I forgot, be using 2 of the cut aparts from that collection here. One has just a journaling card, and so I'm going to journal about, how often, or I guess our little hikes up the stairs to enjoy the view during quarantine. I decided to back the first cut apart, and just barely got that to fit in the flip flap. So then I'm cutting my own little card here so I can start my stamping. I have quite a few outdoor stamps and thin cuts from Close to My Heart, and so I'm going to be using those along with some inks, Distress Oxide, and then a couple Close to My Heart inks. I have a stamp that I was able to kind of use that says Outdoor Adventures, and I'm going to use a different stamp for some trees and do some second generation stamping, I think is what it is called. So you could see how I have those 2 really dark trees. Instead of cleaning my stamp pad in between or re-inking, I stamp it again on the page, and it's just a lighter color. So I do that again with these boots. So it just kind of gives it different shades of the same color and dimension. So I do that, and then I had previously cut out this little bear. I stamped it and then used my thin cut to cut it out. So I'm going to pop him up on some foam tape. And there's my little card that I made. So I don't know, I just had a lot of fun making this card, using different stamps. I have quite a few stamps, don't use them all the time, but when I do, I really enjoy them. So I am going to slide that in the flip flap then, and because I cut it a little bit smaller, it looks like it is bordered, but I didn't actually tape it to that darker, that harbor color. I then decided to kind of back that journaling card as well, just so it popped up off that white a little bit. I don't think that journaling card is stark white like my background paper, and so it just helped break that up a little. That is going to be covered up by my flip flap when I put it in the page protector. So the flip flaps, if you're new, they actually go on top of the page protector and then kind of flip open. You can kind of, I don't know, use them for photos, cut apart cards like I did, journaling, just kind of a fun way to get more on your page. Now I'm going to embellish, and I have quite a few stickers left, not a bunch that I love for these photos, but then I remembered I had these really cute outdoor canvas flares from Scrap and Happy Studio, and the colors matched really well. So I decided I'm gonna try to use one, if not two of those. I do actually have a couple of packs of the embellishments from this collection. That is one thing that didn't sell out right away. So I was able to stock up on some more of these frames, and I am going to use quite a few of them. I like frames for layering pieces and kind of the anchoring pieces of my embellishment clusters. So I decided to kind of play around too with more stamps. This one is actually currently available. This is from the Are We There Yet collection. It's border stamps, and there are a couple that have thin cuts. One of the border stamps are a bunch of tickets, and one of them said explore the world. So I stamped that with Harbor ink. This one does not have a thin cut with it, but this one's really easy to cut out because it's pretty much just a rectangle. So I'm going to use that at the top along with that arrow. I don't know if really the outer part of the arrow was supposed to be used, but I like the way it looks and think it's really cute. Obviously, I've already used the inner part of the arrow, and I just wanted to use as much as I could from this collection. I love the colors, love the icons, so that's kind of why I have the outer part of the arrow at the top. So you can see I moved that circular frame down to the bottom and kind of finished off that cluster. Love the backpack, the water bottle, and then the canvas flare from Scrap and Happy Studio. Then I kind of played around with that cluster on page 1. I ended up using a darker frame down there and then added that Keep Exploring flashlight. And then again, going with the frame theme, I added one to the top there and then a large Here and Now sticker. My embellishments for this one are kind of a zigzag pattern. Usually I will try to keep it kind of a triangle, but I liked having this kind of a zigzag pattern on this one. I thought it just filled in the spaces really nicely. So I'm going to use the scrap pieces of the other two frames that I used and add those to the top. One thing with the frames, I always cut them to, I guess, what I need or what I'm going to use so that I can use the other part later on another layout. Again, just trying to get the most out of my pieces as I can. I'm going to bring in a couple of stickers, like I said, from the Camp Happy Bear from Photo Play here. The compass matched the colors perfectly. And then I think there is, yep, the sticker at the top, We Were Here. That frame was originally just blank, but that color again matched and I liked the saying, so I filled that in. And then I brought in some gems from, I think it's Prima, maybe. I just, again, the colors matched and just thought it was a really fun accenting piece for this collection. So just sprinkling those throughout the embellishment clusters, and that's about gonna finish off the layout. I will link the Camp Happy Bear collection down below if it's still available, and I will see if the embellishment pieces, the frames from this collection from Wander are still available, and if so, I will link those down below for you as well. Definitely check out Scrap and Happy Studio. I am loving all of her flares. She's got epoxy, she's got canvas, and they're just really fun, and love supporting a small business. So that is all for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.